I'm on this road, and I'm not sure where my heart is headed. And if you left me now, I know how far I regret it. Told you once, tell you twice that I'm indebted. But I can't waste no time, you know my time is precious. Hey, hit up Eliante for that diamond necklace. Hey, tell me you don't need no girl and I respect it. I'm on the road too much, shit kinda hectic. Telling you what's on my mind, don't use my thoughts as leverage. Hey, I've been traveling around these crossroads. Hey, gotta compromise some, but that's a small toll. Hey, crazy when we first met, we was lost souls. But I know I gotta grow. I lace my best, give her designer. If I'm sorry, his 50 racks for the stress. Not easy to impress. Always wonder what's next. I go as deep as I can and make her shake like Tourette's and say, love is no miracle and lost ain't no thing. But trust is something you should know. But we both been through pain. I'm on this world, and I'm not sure where my heart is headed. And if you left me now, I know how far I regret it. Told you once, tell you twice that I'm indebted. But I can't waste no time, you know my time is precious.
I just need love, I need someone to give me more perspective. You on your gun, just hope you call me when you get a second. Yeah, I don't need no lecture, baby, I just need your presence. And I promise I'm gonna stay no matter where we left it. Time and effort, I just need time and effort. Temptations in my past, yeah, all the time I was tested. You wanna go, but just make sure that we stay connected. I know you're solid, so I promise you that I'm invested. Love is so beautiful, lust is just kiss. Trust is something you should know. We both feel the same.
I'm on this road, and I'm not sure where my heart is headed. And if you left me now, I know how far I regret it. Told you once, tell you twice that I'm indebted. But I can't waste no time, you know my time is precious.
Ricky Millie the 360, cause you been real with me 360. Street about all drugs, but you made it deep, baby. I made room, I try to make you love me, not make shade room. Ain't scared to say I love you, but to be honest, you can't leave, so ain't work. I tried, you tell me I spend my time without my guys. No, we don't spend time. I say I'm a star, but I still do. These gon' be the same ones that's gon' kill for you.
I'm on this road, and I'm not sure where my heart is headed. And if you left me now, I know how far I regret it.
Morning Detour on CJUT 90.3 FM.
Yes. Good morning, Montreal. Good morning, Montreal. It's January 28th, 2022. You are now locked into the number one morning show in the country. This is the Morning Detour. I'm your host, Weezy Moon Chaser, the Montreal Kobe Bryant. They know that I'm nice. They hate that it's me. I'm alongside the calm in the storm, the queen of PR. Lorena, what's going on?
Nothing. Good morning, everyone.
So I see you slipped your way here this morning, Montreal, before we start anything. The roads are slippery.
It is.
My back is slipping, my front's slipping. This ain't Tokyo Drift. I ain't built this way. Listen, I haven't seen so many cars get into accidents and ditch on the highway, maybe because I'm more on the road. Mm-hmm. But it's crazy. Let's be safe this morning.
Yes, please be careful.
It's not that cold, though. It's all right. Yesterday was, we don't talk about yesterday in a bit. Montreal, my city, Wednesday, the 26th was the anniversary of Kobe Bryant. It's been 2 years already, Lorena. Man, that helicopter crash with him and 8 others, his daughter Gigi. And still to this day, it's still kind of like, damn, Kobe's really gone, though.
Yeah, it's still unbelievable what happened.
You know what I mean? I pull back out the traditional Lakers starter coat. Every so often I pull it out, I have the Kobe high school jersey framed up. But it still hurts, man. And it's crazy because, like, the Kobe thing happened, and after we went into the COVID madness.
Yep.
So it's been like a dark cloud ever since then. But, this morning we're going to celebrate Kobe, Jellybean Bryant. We'll celebrate Gigi. We'll celebrate the 8 others. Right, obviously, people don't talk so much about other people that died as well because they're not celebrities, but there's a point we mentioned them too, the 8 others that died on that flight, man. It was crazy, man. I remember when I got the news, I was doing my project management, so I was at a client's office. Yo, man, the tears just bathed over me. The tears, you know what I mean? And I don't be one of those guys like, I don't like to show emotion. My issue's not, I don't like to show emotion. Mm-hmm. I'm not used to crying. Even the day after Sunday, beautiful funeral for my grandmother. What kills me, they gotta stop putting the TVs at the funeral, showing videos of the person that's dead in the casket. Cause the more I'm watching the thing, the more I'm getting more emotional.
Yeah.
Sunday I woke up and was like, man, I'll never get the pate no more. I'll never get that good Z. And it really paid over me. I was like, damn, I guess the cancer was coming out.
It's really hard.
I miss Kobe, man. It's not the same, man. But at least the upside, I think Vanessa Bryant, Kobe's wife, I think her and Nike during talks, because Kobe hadn't renewed the deal with Nike, so it's good to get some Kobe shoes again. So Montreal, my city, we have an amazing show this morning. We have two-time NBA champion. Keep it with the theme, Lorena. We got two-time NBA champion Joel Anthony on the show. He's the new GM of the Montreal Alliance. They're gonna play in the CEBL. And let me tell you, I've interviewed hundreds of people. It's one of my best joints.
Okay.
Don't hold me. It's one of my best joints.
Well, it's a heavyweight, so it's huge, right?
I've never seen, I talk about on the show. I've never heard them string five words together before. I played a couple years behind him at Sun U. And great interview, very humble guy, man. Good look for Montreal. And we also have, very interesting resume, our guest here. She was running for candidate for city councilor for Move on Montreal. She's a product of Côte d'Ivoire. I obviously cannot say her name properly. But
we'll figure it out today.
Rita Ikwan is coming on the show. I think I got it. Don't hit me with the vowel, then the hard consonant, and then hit me with another vowel again. It's kind of crazy. Well, it's amazing. More we have that going on. We also have the gentleman that got his bank account closed out, or locked out by RBC. Yep. They're saying racial profiling. They're saying systemic racism. How
the
you block?
accounts are still locked till this day.
And it's been 2 months.
Yeah.
His lawyer called me and said, we won't come on the show. I said, hell yeah, where's your money? Come on the show. Let's find your money. Being black is hard. So let's go into it, Lorena. Fresh Face Fridays brought to you by Synergy Medispa. Synergy Medispa, great place to get your facials, your body sculpted, your laser removal, and much more. Your facial peels is beautiful. Follow them on Instagram, synergy.medispa. Book an appointment today. Let's open up here.
What's going on?
All week, people's been hitting me up. Can we talk about Walmart a little bit? Can we talk about Walmart? Let me scroll down to it real quick. Can we talk about Walmart a little bit? So somebody hit me up earlier this week. Was like, yo, Walmart is going to put, because pharmacies are in some of the Walmarts, right? So Walmart is going to put like this screening thing with glass and plastic. It's kind of like a quarantine. I feel like all this is Auschwitz to me. Yeah. All this is feeling like the Holocaust to me. I don't want to be dramatic this morning, but that's what's kind of feeling to me. So I saw the thing, and then social media comes up and you see the pictures now. Now Walmart is saying nothing to gusso.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't true.
But how did they create the pictures though? Like, was that all like Magic Creek or like Photoshop?
Possibly, I don't know.
So Walmart Canada shuts down rumors it's displaying unvaxxed customers in plastic cubicles. Another day, another COVID-19 rumor. Walmart Canada shut down claims it was sticking unvaccinated pharmacy customers in plexiglass cubicles after photos of human ate plastic screens began circulating online. Online is a dangerous place. So Quebec began requiring stores within an area of at least 1,500 square meters, such as Walmart and Canadian Tire, to screen customers for their proof of vaccination on January 24th. The only exception are stores that offer grocery and pharmacy services. So confusion and misinformation continued on the first day of the new measure. Social media photos showing plexiglass barriers inside Walmart led to some, including the Conservative Party of Quebec, to claim that the store was using them as a waiting area for unvaccinated pharmacy customers. This thing has gone too far. Well, it went far a long time ago.
Yeah. I don't know. It's really confusing, especially because it was really heavily announced, Walmart, Costco, Canadian Tire, but then there's other stores that are also included in that as well that wasn't talked about. So it's really confusing for people who are trying to go out shopping, whether they should go to those stores, order online,
I'm done with
smaller stores.
I'm done with SAQ. I'm telling you right now. Try a thing. Brandon Lala, follow him on IG. We'll give you everything you need. Black-owned business. Try a thing. No, listen, if it was a cure and everybody that didn't get this vaccination was infecting other people, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But this ain't that. People are still getting sick. Everywhere turn somebody's sick.
Well, we just heard someone who's isolating right now, who's, up to date on all their vaccinations.
Yeah. So how frustrating is that, right? You know what I mean? I'm due to get my booster next week. I'm just like, okay, what a point. Give me your saline. Give me your saline clear water, so whatever at this point. It's crazy. And then the flip side of that, we both have friends. We both know people that are a little bit more spiritually inclined. They feel they're a little bit more work, and that's fine. It's a personal journey. And, and they feel those that are vaccinated, they've lost their essence. They lost their soul. The energy's not the same. Let me tell you, man, my energy has not shifted. I think it's all mental. My energy has not shifted. I don't feel less of my essence. I think I'm even better than before. Before. But you know, if I go, I'm gonna go. My mom got vaccinated. If I go, I'll go with my mom. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Because I rather enjoy the little time that whatever so say we have left, making a little money, enjoy myself, opposed to being poor, unvaccinated, and ostracized in society. This makes no sense to me. No, but you know. But I think a revolution's on hand because like now we're gone too far. Now you stopping people from going to Walmart and stuff. Now we've gone too far. Oh man, yeah. Let me give a shout out. You know, I can't say it's a sister show. Let me give a shout out to all the morning shows. Listening to the Empowerment Hour yesterday while I was on the road. Very good content there, man. Very good content. There's a very good community program right there.
Well, shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
And all the other morning shows.
All the other shows is great. You know what I mean? I'm doing a special on February 8th. I'm gonna do the Wheezy Rush Hour. I'm doing 3 to 5 on February 8th, and that's gonna be the lead into our Valentine's Day special on the 11th. I gotta talk about it. I don't know if I gotta switch the beat, Lorena. I don't know if I gotta switch the beat. So I was talking to Love Vera the other day, and you know, I told him, I said, you know, low-key, I got a beef with you guys because you know I had bought so much Love Vera for my ex, and I'll never see it. You know, obviously we're not together anymore, so I'll never see it, and it kind of burns me in my soul because I want, you know, I see the pictures online, and then you get it for your parents, like, yo, I'm gonna get the baby on, it's gonna look nice, right? So they had a good laugh about it, but I want to let people know next Friday we're doing the Love Vera giveaway. We're giving away 3 lingerie sets brought to you by Love Vera. If you don't know, Love Vera, Black-owned lingerie company out of LA, the top tier of lingerie making. The color schemes, the styles, the cuts.
And it's inclusive, the sizes too. So don't feel like the sizes are not going to fit. They are going to fit you. Definitely support them. I love everything that they're doing. So
big, small, thin, everything. But you know, I actually prefer some of the content with the bigger girls. You know, listen, you know me, I don't discriminate. I love me some meat. I'm half Haitian. I love it all. So Love Vera, we're giving away 3 lingerie sets. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to play either Name That Song or I'm going to have a riddle. So when you call in at 820, the number is 514-448-4012. We'll put up the promo up there. We did, you know, shout out to Doc from Free Agents Media. Did the promo for us for Love Vera. So when you call in, either have to answer a riddle or we're going to play Name That Song. So we're giving away 3 lingerie sets, you know, and if you order it on Friday, you'll get it in time for Valentine's Day. So you and your special someone, y'all can share that.
Oh, that's dope.
And on the 11th, I'm going to have all kind of different intimacy coaches. We're going to have guest co-host Kim. Kim is going to come on, and we're going to do that. I love it. I'm going to give away 2 baskets. I call it the Valentine's Day starter kit. Okay. So you know, you have some BComs in there, some try thing. There might be some toys. We're a saucier show. This is not a community program. The Morning Detour is an experience. It's a moment in time. Kobe said it was the Mamba mentality a little bit, Lorena. So aside from that, man, so that's what we have going on. So February 8th, Wheezy Rush Hour. Next Friday, February 4th, we're going to kick off Valentine's Day Black History Month 2. We have guest co-host Tamara. Tamara's coming on. We're going to talk Black culture. On the 11th, we have Joan Lee, president of WIPCA. So, you know, it's action-packed February, you know what I mean? So what you got going on there? You know, what's going on with the crown, man? What's going on with the crown these days?
What's going on with the crown these days?
I see you got the hoodie on. Well, I'm asking what's going on. You know what I mean? You're a celebrity since you did your last run. Everybody keeps coming like, is that Lorena from the show? I saw her on TV. I'm like, yes, I saw it too. Well, she looked great.
Shout out to CTV News for that. Thank you so much. I was actually chosen as a CBC Black Changemaker this year. So
yo, how you not leading off with this when we start the show? Like why?
Well, because you were, you know, dedicating to Kobe. You had some stuff to say.
You didn't even say it in the pre-show. Like, yo, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
So what, are you kind of bashful about it? You kind of shy about it?
Yeah, it's very weird because there's a lot of amazing people that were chosen this year. Right. So everybody will see that starting on February 1st on CBC's website. But yeah, I was there with like Stephen Hennessy, and that's somebody that you know, I look up to, and he was kind of like my counselor and stuff like that at Youth in Motion when I was younger. So to be in that same, you know, room or circle with him is amazing. There was even like Kim Sherwood, who was like my music teacher in elementary school. So it's crazy. It's like a lot of great people. There's Dr. Dorothy Williams, who does great work. And there was just so many people that are just doing amazing things in the community. You don't really realize it, but just to see all their faces and the work that they do was pretty cool.
So moving forward for you, what do you feel like your mandate with, you know, with your brand, the Crown Project, and just with yourself? Where do you see yourself going? Are you gonna do more clothing drives? For those that don't know the Crown Project, you know, until the COVID thing started. Every prom, we sent a girl out, and we did her makeup, got her dressed and all that. You put that all together. We went to a nice little Airbnb, we got it all nice. For those less fortunate, not everybody can afford it, unfortunately.
It's expensive.
Yeah, but at least one special girl got the experience she wanted, and that was brought to you by the Crown Project. That was brought to you by yourself. So, with the world changing since you first started Crown Project, where do you see your mandate going for the nonprofit?
It's a little difficult because our rules keep changing. So it's like you have to keep up with the rules. You have to kind of think of things last minute to change things around to still help people in some shape or form, fashion. So I would love to be able to do some virtual events. I would still love for the kids to have prom. I would still love to get some like great dresses for them and give them away. So we'll see what happens with like the rules and what the government says. But I want to keep on expanding and doing stuff.
Okay, that's what's up. I want to urge Montreal, my city, follow the Crown Project on Instagram for all the latest news and developments and updates. Yo, you guys always post some great stuff in the stories as well, so it's always a good experience. Let's go back and forth. We have action packed. We'll play some music. Shout out to DJ Maddie, Guardians of the Galaxy. The music is stupendous this morning. We are in rare form. It's one of those Laker mornings. We are, this is showtime. We are in rare form. I'm telling you, the mix is fire, man. I ain't gonna play this morning. So let's kick off with some news here before we get to the mix and play the Joel interview. Quebec's opposition parties bracing for fight over CAQ's anti-vax tax. So Quebec Solidaire proposes door-to-door vaccine brigades. Instead of waiting for non-vaccinated people to come to us, we have to go to them. This is sounding more and more like the Gestapo.
It's wild.
It's not a cure. I know people that are quadruple vaxxed and they're still getting sick. And then the rebuttal to that's like, well, they're not getting as sick. So I don't know where most of us kind of lie in that kind of argument there within itself. But I think a lot of us will agree that these vaccine mandates have gone too far.
They have gone too far. I feel like we said in the beginning, it should be a choice. You should have the choice to get it if you want to. You should have the choice to not get it if you do not want to get it. The most important thing is that we take care of our health. And it's also hard for us too, because we're not able to go to the gym to exercise. It's cold outside. So it's hard to go outside for our jog and stuff like that. Like, we have to be active. We also need to be social. We need to be around each other. So I don't know. It's just very backwards.
That's one of the components we're going to talk about in February when we do a lot of intimacy stuff like that too. Just how important having face-to-face conversation with people. I think with the rise of social media, I think we kind of got away from that. There's value to seeing someone face-to-face and feeling the warmth of someone's energy and seeing their smile. You don't have to be super woke and stuff like that. I'm telling on a person-to-person level, there's a magic there that we don't always see, but we can always feel it. So business groups urge feds to reverse vaccine mandate for cross-border truckers. This is a big thing now. Everybody went on live this week about the truckers. Because, if y'all ain't seen, the shelves looking kind of bare nowadays. In some parts of the world, there are food shortage. Louie and I have predicted this since day one on the Morning Detour.
We've been telling you to stock up.
Since the first episode of the Morning Detour, I said there's going to be a depopulation agenda, i.e. COVID. A couple weeks ago, we found out, hey, listen, it leaked. And here we are now. So business leaders are urging Ottawa to ease vaccine mandates for cross-border truckers to relieve the congested supply chain with the United States. So Prime Minister Justin Trudeau defended Monday the mandate as a necessary step to keep supply chains open, arguing that COVID-19 itself is the biggest risk to Canada's economy. So Ben Beatty, the president of the chamber, told the Canadian press that while we strongly favor getting as many people vaccinated as possible, the government should allow more time before imposing the mandate on truckers. She goes on to say, until now, governments have considered truckers to be providing an essential service, which has kept supply chains functioning even during the most serious waves of the pandemic. Beatty said in a written response to questions. But Beatty said the government hasn't produced statistics that show that truckers are a major source of COVID-19 infections in Canada. And see, this is what a lot of people have a problem with our government in Canada, and especially in Quebec. They do not substantiate their claims. It's like nobody went to college or university. If you make a claim, you have your thesis statement, you got to back it up. And they, you and I went to college and university, and they've ingrained it so much in us. Like, we build our lives like that. Like, this is our statement, and these are and these are the facts to back it up. And then our government doesn't even do that.
No, because I feel like they're just taking us for idiots. That's what I feel like.
Let me tell you who's not an idiot. Group of Laval high school students take off masks in COVID-19 protests and picket on sidewalk. Hold on.
Okay.
I got it coming into and they pick it on the sidewalk. So about 50 students at the Laval High School took part in the protest against COVID-19 rules that got briefly heated and was captured on video on Thursday. The students at Laval Senior Academy were upset about the requirements to wear masks and that they were only allowed to eat in their school's cafeteria, said Sir Wilfred Lawyer School Board spokesperson Maxine Jolin. Good for them. Yeah. Yo, God, maybe the N95 is a little bit different, but God bless people that work with masks all day because I can't. Like, it's crazy.
No, it's hard. It's really hard.
So real quick, if I shift to you on entertainment and culture news, Quebec invests more than $1 billion in mental health, including $361 million in new money.
Wow. When
they say new money, help me understand a little bit. When you say new money, what does that mean? Where's that coming from? I'm trying to understand new money a little bit. So Quebec is opening the floodgates. Just reading that made me nervous. What floodgates? For years now, the nurses, the teachers asking for more money. They're both providing a vital role. Teachers don't even have the right career status. Like, it's not even the right status. Teachers should be on the same level as doctors. They're training young minds. But all of this scapegoat money keeps to be, all the floodgates seems to be opening lately. So Junior Health Minister Lena Kama announced Tuesday that $1.15 billion will be invested over 5 years, including $361 million in new money in this area. So that's crazy. One of the key elements of the interdepartmental action plan on mental health, see, this is already too long. Their whole plan is already too long, is to use the 811 service as a gateway to direct people to services and resources tailored to their needs. And that's a good look. A lot of people are hurting. A lot of people, especially when we were just talking about just the communicating and connection with people. Being isolated, we've seen it over the last year. It's messed up a lot of people.
Yep, it has.
Especially if you've never, you yourself, you're much more introverted. So you're used to kind of being by yourself. You're comfortable with self. A lot of people always have the noise around them. So now with COVID, you have to spend a lot of time with self. And a lot of people aren't comfortable with that. Nope. There's a lot of demons and clouds. See, me and my demons, we best friends. You know what I mean?
Well, not everybody is Weezy Moonchaser, so
no, for sure. That's why I said it's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's what I just, I spoke about myself a little bit. But it's good that it's up there. Shout out to Khan and David Archer. They're doing good work out there. Service community. I know they're booked up guys, and a lot of you guys have reached out to me. I'm trying my best to forward all the messages. But those are Black therapists, and it's a shame in the Black community. All of us aren't. It's still kind of a stigma behind it. And then when you do want to get help, there's only two guys to sit down with.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it this morning. So what do you have in entertainment news?
Well, with stuff to do around the city, it's still a little hard. We're still waiting for the conference that's happening on Monday, where the measures are supposed to come down a little bit. But there's a lot of outdoor activity to do. Of course, there is still the skating that's happening. There's the ski and snowshoe at Park Frédéric Beck that has free rentals on the weekend. Luminotherapy that's happening at Quartier de Spectacle up until the 27th. Also, Vans and the Dylan Ojo Foundation, which was founded by Ellen Charles, the mother of the late Dylan Ojo, who tragically passed when he was 22 in 2018. From an accident. They created a snow park at Olympic Park. So the snow park has 8 obstacles, including a medium-sized jump and sliding rails, ranging in difficulty levels for snowboarders of all ages. The park will be open every day from 9 to 5 until the end of March, or as long as we have the snow that allows us to do all of that. There's also BSTEM that is happening January 30th to February 2nd. So as you know, we spoke about it last show, but just a reminder, this event is their first one actually for Black excellence in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine and health. They're going to be having public panels, talks, career fair, and sessions featuring the research of high school and undergraduate students. They want to get more young Black people involved in STEM. So definitely check that out, BSTEM 2022. You can sign up for that. It is a free event. So that's what's happening as well. Black History Month is right around the corner. Yeah. So today at 1:30 p.m., there's going to be an announcement of all the events that are taking place next month in Montreal. So you can go to moihistoiredesnoirs.com or look at their Facebook page because they're going to be having it live at 1:30, the announcement. There's also Point Goddess. So Gender Equality in Sports is an event that's happening on February 27th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The goal for this event is for this Gender Equity in Sports workshop is to provide a space where females can identify the challenges and share their perspectives on how to improve gender equality. Working together, we will discuss resources and how to create change and create solutions for these problems. So if you have a young woman that is in sports, definitely sign her up for this workshop. You can follow Point Goddess on Instagram and send a DM to register for the event. It's really important as well.
I think she's coming on the show on the 11th as well.
Okay.
So we have her booked on the 11th, yeah.
Perfect. And then moving on to entertainment. So we have Cardi B. So a jury ordered blogger Tasha K to pay the rapper $1.5 million in damages. The decision sided with Cardi, who claimed Tasha K defamed her with false accusations about past sex work, STIs, and drug addiction. But even though Tasha K lost the case, she apparently still plans on seeking an appeal and vows to take it all the way to the Supreme Court. I think it's a little much, but if that's what she wants to do.
Yo, we got so much cases that are in litigation, so many things that are backed up, and you're talking about this. Like, come on, man. Let's just sell, let's sell this out and keep it moving.
Honestly, I feel like she should leave it alone and move on. But that's just me. But congratulations to Cardi B on winning that because that's a big deal because a lot of celebrities go through that with a lot of the bloggers these days. So another thing that's happening is that movie sequels have been announced this past week. So first up, we have Dame Dash. She said that there's going to be a part 2 to Paid in Full that's in the works.
Hold on. Did he say Jay-Z's going to be in it?
There was no mention. All we know so far is that the movie is going to be filmed in Newark, New Jersey. So we'll see what happens.
Lily's like, I don't want to see no Paid in Full that's filmed in New York.
No, I would watch it.
I thought you were going to say like Abu Dhabi or something like, let's go back to Marcy or something like Paid in Full too.
I don't think Alpo went to Abu Dhabi.
No, man. No. I was thinking about Death of the Rock and the state property.
No.
Paid in Full too, man.
Yeah.
Man, that was a good movie, boy. If you haven't seen Paid in Full, what a hood classic.
So that's in the works. So that's exciting. And then also too, it was announced that all 4 actors, which is Jada Pinkett Smith, Regina Hall, Queen Latifah, and Tiffany Haddish, they have signed on to do Girls Trip Part 2. So Will Packer announced that recently. So they're just trying to figure out the location and everything that's going to happen. So I'm assuming, I guess there won't be another Essence Fest Girls Trip, but it's going to be, interesting to see how that plays out.
I love to see like you and your girlfriends. I know you guys just hook up and y'all kick it. How if we brought cameras out, what would your girl trip be? Like, are you guys the one like getting crazy at the club, like really letting your hair down, getting loose? Or you guys
because we're out of town, so like there's always drinks happening.
Are you one of those activity persons? Like no, actually I've been on vacation.
No, sometimes it depends where I am.
Okay.
It depends where I am. Like I always travel with a purpose. So it really depends. But I mean, it depends where I am. Like Essence Fest, like I had to make sure I eat. I wanted to see certain things. Went out.
That's really dope. You went there. What's the energy like when you're around so much like there's been around so much Black people that's just doing positive things that's just really about the culture. Like, yo, we love being Black and this is who we are.
It's just a good time all around. Like everybody, for the most part, like everybody's super friendly. It's just like the energy is just there. So it's like Black excellence.
You saw Future?
No, I didn't see Future.
I got a confirmation though. Shout out to all my Haitian cousins. I met cousins that I never met before. Mm-hmm. So we're real quick segue. So we're having dinner after the funeral on Saturday. And Future came up, and they're like, "Yeah, Future is Haitian."
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so no, I never got confirmation of that. Like, we always throwing a joke up there.
No, he is.
Oh yeah, he's so Haitian. Okay, yeah, okay, I got it.
But if I could suggest, if Essence Festival does come back in person, definitely make it a girls trip and make sure you choose the right girls to go with because that could also be a mess too.
It's a mess, period.
But moving on, Gucci Mane in his latest song is saying that he's being haunted. So he released a new song called Rumors, and he shares that he thinks Jeezy's deceased friend is haunting his home. So as we all know, the rappers have multiple issues throughout the year, especially with Gucci Mane allegedly fatally shooting Jeezy's friend Pookie Lock in 2005. So in the song, he raps, DA dropped my murder, didn't have evidence to prove it. I think my house is haunted. Yeah, by who? The ghost of Pookie. But then he like makes a jab at Jeezy, saying he ain't killed nobody, but keeps rapping about the shooting. Still ain't got revenge yet, but keep making up excuses. Cuz done drank so much lean that his gut got big as Gucci's. Quit while he's ahead and don't go out like Whitney Houston. So Jeezy has not responded yet, but he did just have a baby, so he is occupied with that. So we'll see what happens. But I was hoping that this whole beef was like
no, it's not
done
icy
with.
enough. No, it's not icy enough. The beat's never done.
I was hoping it was done. And then in new music, we have a single by LMA that just came out today, DMFU. Sammy has a single called P-Talk. Coltrane featuring Lucky Day, Bag, and Quavo, Shooters Inside My Crib. Albums that are out is R&B singer Amber Mark, 3 Dimensions Deep, and NLE Choppa, Me Versus Me.
Okay, please send me all of that. That's sounding real good. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the Morning Detour. It's Mamba Forever. It's the legendary, the mighty CKT 90.3 FM. It's the Morning Detour. Montreal, my city. We're coming to you live from DG Kicks, the leader in urban sportswear clothing. They even have electronics. They have sneakers. They have jackets. Come on down, 6714 Fielding. Or you can visit them online, dgkicks.com. It's going down. It's the Morning Detour. DJ Maddie got some fire for us this morning. Let's kick it off. This how I want to do it. This how I want to do it, Lolo. It's the Morning Detour.
Yeah.
Montreal, my city. Nobody is this hyped this early. They see him on drugs. All these fuckers hip-hop. We love this life. The Morning Detour on the mighty CKT 90.3 FM. 7:32 in the morning. It's slippery out there, Montreal. DJ Maddie, Guardians of the Galaxy. We are in the building. The Morning Detour.
I know that you're hurting, baby. It's a good thing, pay no lies. I know I can make it better if you would give me a chance. Come here, love, pretty buttercup. Come on, let me kiss and go down. This world I make you outside tough, but on the inside you sweet like sour sapona. Baby, you know I got your back. Baby, you know I'll always be here. Trust.
I've been waiting all day for you, babe. Come sit and talk to me. Tell me how we're gonna be together always. Hope you know that when it's late at night, I hold on to my pillow tight. Think of how you promised me for it. I never thought that anyone could make me feel this way. Now that you're here, boy, all I want is just a chance to say, get out right now. It's the end of you and me. It's too late. I can't wait for you to be gone. 'Cause I know about her. And I wonder why all the lies you said that you would treat me right, but you was just a waste of time.
Don't be afraid to dance in your car. This how we vibe in the morning. The Morning Detour. Mo Jason Lolo. DJ Maddie, Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's go. Security!
If you leave me a good time, I suck. You are like the oxygen I need to survive, I'll be honest. Loving the thought of me, I am so obsessed. I want to chop your bubble. And I didn't make any feel. Open and make us feel. Give me love one thing. Come and make a bad man sing. But then I fall come every silly card. I got the finish without you, I could feel lose my mind. Without you, I could feel fall and die. Without you, I could give up my life. Without you, and I didn't make this. Open up, make us feel. Give me love one thing. Make a bad man sing. Me despierto y lo primero que hago es ver si me escribiste. Anoche te dejo un mensaje pero no lo leíste. Yo comprendo que tú no quieras saber más de mí. Dicen que te perdí y yo no aguanto otra noche sin ti.
You're rocking with Matty Phillip on the Morning Detour. CKUT 90.3 FM. Morning Detour on CKUT 90.3 FM.
Don't give too much away. Don't give too. I don't want nobody to know who's on.
Right.
Let me tell y'all right now. He's a Montreal native, 10-year NBA vet. Most dudes never make it to the NBA from Canada. This guy went 10 years deep. 2 NBA champions. Some guys play there. Charles Barkley don't have a ring. A man right here, he got 2 of them. He's been anointed the first general manager of the Montreal Alliance, the Canadian Elite Basketball League. Super excited. I think we're just one step away from the NBA, Montreal. I'd like to welcome to the show. I'm gonna call you the champion, Joel Anthony. How you doing, Joel?
I'm good, man. Appreciate you having me on the show.
In my email to your communication people, I make sure I put, I'm a fellow Sunny alum. Like, I'm not some random guy. Like, I play ball, I'd say, not with you, but a couple years behind. I was telling you off here, Joel, I've never heard you say 5 words back to back together. You must be the quietest silent killer ever in history. You're not much of a talker, Joel.
Yeah, no, it's, I've always kind of been like that. Well, actually, no, my mom said, like, when I was really young, I used to talk a lot to the point that she used to be worried about me when I was around people because, she just put me in a room like with people and I just, wouldn't stop. But, I grew up, kind of the strong, silent type.
This guy's like the Black Clint Eastwood. Okay, Joel, let's pay the bills first. I want to talk some NBA. Let's pay the bills first.
Right.
Life after basketball. Did you always view yourself becoming a GM or doing something in the front office? Was this always an ambition of yours, or were you just going to retire on an island? I seen you on the island.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. When I used to, first talk about, post-career, what it was I wanted to do and, what was some of the people in the NBA that used to help us out, he said, like, well, what do you want to do? I said, look, I just want to kind of ride off into the sunset. I'll just, be able to, stay someplace warm and just relax. And, as I got older and, obviously, there's more that I wanted. And as I started to get closer to retirement, like, I thought, look, I would take a year off. I wanted to take a year off and not really do much. And then, from there, see what it was, that might be available. And so once I was done, and I was pretty sure I wasn't going to play again, and I just ended up staying around ball a little bit. So I was helping out with the the Raptors 905, and I saw myself wanting to do some stuff on the player development side, and I liked working with the young guys, and so I got involved in the coaching program, which
I seen that.
Started to get me, get me really, really involved. Yeah, you definitely have to talk with all of that. And so it's definitely it was a really good experience for me, and I think it helped kind of open my eyes to wanting to for focusing on trying to do more after basketball in terms of the other side of the game. And
exactly.
The front office was always a big interest to me, but I was never it was never something that was I was for sure
pursuing like that.
But I definitely had definitely more interest in that that side of things. It's just at the time I just wasn't able to really focus in on it. So, the things just kind of happened organically in terms of, where I am right now.
So no coaching, because I had seen you with the 905. So, Joe's still in the mix because you 10-year NBA vet. So you live and breathe basketball, especially to have lasted that long at the apex of basketball. You had to stay fit mentally and physically. So you eat and breathe basketball. So I was thinking to myself, okay, Joe might pop up as a coach, but GM is a very important role. So walk me through general manager, and there's a lot of first general manager, Canadian Elite Basketball, Montreal. We have a lot of good talent. I wish they had this about 15 years ago. Because all the Bucks, the Nathans, I wish they had this about 15 years ago. I knew all the older heads, guys that are coaching the younger guys, I'd be like, yo, if we had this, we'd have ate this up. Yeah. Walk me through the role of a general manager. Is it more picking the guys? Is it more dealing with the hierarchy of staff, or are you intertwining all levels of the organization?
Honestly, what I think more than anything, it's it really depends on where you are as an organization. Right. So I talked with it's funny. I talked with the two guys that are friends of mine that are both GMs in our league, and Jermaine Anderson over in Hamilton, and Javon Shepard in Ottawa. We played together on national team. That's like family to me, and so both of them were like, look, like you have to take this job. Like it makes the most sense. And I definitely, as soon as I found out that there was going to be a team, I talked with the commissioner Mike Morales about it, and I wanted to be involved, but I wasn't sure on the GM role because I knew there was that's a lot of work, a lot of responsibility, and but I wanted to make sure like I was going to be ready for it, and it wasn't so much that I didn't want to do it. I just wanted to be as prepared as I could be. Going into this role because, it was a world I hadn't been in. So, both of them were, telling me, you have to do it. And, I laughed about it now with them because I was like, look, you guys kind of set me up because everyone, realizes, wants me to do it. But, I don't have the same, my responsibility is different from theirs because, they at least had their base and their foundation set up. In terms of knowing, they knew like what they're doing ticketing wise, and they had at least an idea on the coach and staff. And there's so many different things in terms of
that's all
the arena. And so it's not all me, but these are all things that have to be done and have to be taken into consideration. So, for me now, it's really so much of, really everything. I'm trying to obviously focus on the most important thing, was the basketball side of things.
The team.
So, right now it's really in terms of, hiring a coach, finding, identifying talent, and, start going through the recruiting process in terms of finding free agents, and then identifying some of the other players, the university players that would be able to play as well. Yeah. And so, that's one of, like the biggest things, but, I still have to, like help go through like all the scouting with the coaching side. I have to, be able to pick the assistants and going through the interview process. But there's and if you're just focusing on that, still, that's a lot, but it's still fine. But there's still so much more in terms of, trying to help with sponsorship, trying to figure out what we're doing, on the medical side. I have to, find an athletic therapist and strength coach and, all the interviews that go into it. So there's a lot, and, I could just go down the list. So, I think a lot of it, depends on the situation you're going into. Yeah. And for us, where we're really starting at the bottom as an expansion team, but, this is actually what, really makes it enjoyable for me, because I'm really helping to build this from the ground up. Yeah. I'm really helping to build this from the ground up. And so this is going to be, a situation where, like we could really leave, a really good imprint as long as it's done right.
Listen, how important was it? This next question is kind of twofold. How important was it for you to come back home and give back in whichever way you wanted? Community in Montreal.
Extremely important. Extremely important. The fact that I'd be able to have a role like this that was going to have, a huge impact on the community, on like our community here in Montreal, the basketball community. It's obviously throughout my years growing up, being really involved in the Black community in Montreal as well. It's just the opportunity to be able to touch so many different areas of the city, and to really get a bunch of people involved in so many different ways, and having I definitely have some experience on the basketball side, but but the ability to actually be able to reach out and have an effect on these, it's that type of responsibility. I just love the fact that I'm in this position to be able to do that, where I could really help some people in terms of helping them gain. This league is really about opportunity and experience, and it's the ability to be able to give that to people is one of the main things of what it's about. Like, I want to be able to help people. I want to see guys. I want to be able to see players be able to be successful and start to launch their careers. But I want everyone. I want our coaches to be able to get better and to get more opportunities. On the professional level. I want like our staff. People that are working in video, and people doing the communications. All this is all about growing and getting better, and people furthering their career. So it's a big responsibility.
It's the growth of Quebec basketball, and I think you're going to have you're in a position now to have a lasting effect on it. You're going to impact it on so many levels, because like you said, you're going to create opportunities for people in all different interests that have to do with basketball in the organization. Now, Montreal, my city, if you're now joining me, I'm sitting down with champion Joel Anthony, 10-year NBA vet. You got 2 rings. And not saying you got 1. You got 2 rings. He's the first general manager for the Montreal Alliance Canadian Elite Basketball League. They're going to begin playing Verdun Auditorium next May. So it's going down. Joel, I couldn't let you leave. We have to walk through a couple of things. People will kill you if I don't ask you. Just walk me through the emotions. I remember watching you on TV and being so proud. Not one, knowing a little bit about your character, you're very humble. You don't talk that much, so you're not a boasty kind of guy. So I felt it was always a good look for our city having you at the forefront in the NBA and the likes. But walk me through the emotions. 2012, that NBA championship, moments before you guys are about to win it. What are some of the feelings you're feeling that? Because that's a moment only few in life will ever experience.
Right. It really starts once the game is in hand, that's when it really starts, where you're like, you might say something, you might not, and you're like this is really gonna happen. Like, we're really we're about to do it, and it starts to build up. It's this rush. You start thinking about everything, like all the sacrifices you had to go through, all the work you had to put in. All the issues you had dealing with whatever it was on the court, off the court, like everything just starts to build up. Wait, we're actually going to do this. Like this goal that we had set is, about to be achieved. And so, as that clock starts to wind down, it's just, starts building up. And then it's this huge rush of emotion once, the confetti starts falling and that final horn goes and, people start, crowding the court. It's so, there's this amazing, crazy rush of emotion that, goes on. It's like, at the time, I don't know, it might last for, at its height, like probably, goes up for probably an hour, like as we are going through everything, then it turns down a bit. And then once everyone's in the locker room, it, goes back up again, the champagne's going and now we're, like really, cause like then it's just us, like it's kind of everyone, when you first win, like everyone's around, your family's able to come down and, you have to deal with the media and then do all that stuff. And so it's, you're dealing with all that, but then when you're in the locker room, that's when it's, you're around like just everyone that was in those battles with you, your brothers. And it's really, like another set, of emotion right there. And it's just, over the top, it's so like that's why, you see guys, like crying and breaking down, on the ground, can't believe it. It's, there's a shock almost to your system because, you've finally done something, to imagine like giving up so much and working so hard to have like one ultimate goal and to finally, when that finally comes, especially the first one, like the first one, you don't know what to even expect. You don't know how you're going to be. And so like once it reaches, it really is an amazing feeling. And then, like that's why, you fight so hard to be able to get that again. Because you're like, no, I want that again. Like I need that, I need that again. And, that's, that becomes a goal.
Being a Canadian player and seeing the influx of so many dope Canadian players emerging into the NBA now, what kind of advice would you have for them? Because you've lasted 10 years in the NBA. There's a plethora of things that you have to deal with. So what was your secret in surviving in the NBA that long?
Like one more than anything, you have to, you have to know who you are, in the league, and so it's a process of trying to find yourself. Sometimes you have to end up, reinventing yourself, as things, start to change, the league starts to change, you have to be able to adapt with it. And so, but, more than anything is just, staying focused on what you, on your actual goal and, understanding that you have to be willing to sacrifice, whatever it is, to be able to accomplish that. Like you have to really put everything into it, 2 feet in and you just go like, no detours, looking at the side and, worried about anything extra. Like if you have a straight, plan and if it's authentic enough in terms of, wanting to get better, wanting to win, is, built of the right things, you'll be able to be in a position to, to be successful. And
I've always wanted to ask you this, and I knew the moment was going to come. So like, for me, this is like a really big deal to get this interview with you, even though we have mutual friends, because I know, like, I had to ask Joe this. Joe, you've always been the type of basketball player. You've worked hard. You hustled. Nobody could ever say that, you're on the court. You're on the court just showboating. So I know those kind of attributes, people like LeBron, Wade, they would love. Just real quick, speak to me about your experience playing with someone like Dwayne Wade. And Dwayne Wade, I love him second to Kobe, me personally. But speak to me a little bit, your emotions about that. What was it like playing with LeBron and Dwayne Wade and doing the championship run?
Honestly, it was amazing, like to be able to, so like D Wade, playing with him, he, obviously like since my rookie year, I was over there. So we ended up playing together for, like just about 7 years. And to see, someone like that was, clearly a superstar, future Hall of Famer in the league, and seeing him play, like in his prime at, such a high level, but also, seeing how humble he was and how much of a, like down to earth, person he really was as an individual, was, like definitely great to see. Cause like he made, like everyone, feel welcome, feel comfortable. And so, to be able to see, to be able to see that and to be able to play with someone like that, was you know, it was an amazing experience. And, you know, obviously, you know, everyone sees everything on the court, and, you know, us too, like to be able to see him, you know, especially his, you know, that 08-09 season, I think it was, when he was, you know, you missed out on the MVP. Like, I've never seen, you know, I've never played with anyone, you know, any type of scorer, you know, like that, you know, at least playing at that type of level. Yeah. You know, I haven't seen anyone, you know, quite like that, you know, before. And then, you know, like Bron was just, you know, there was so much asked, and, you know, so much is talked about, you know, about him. And, you know, even before he came to the team, like we all, you know, like we'd watch games and we're like, man, like this, you know, ridiculous athlete. Yeah, he's larger than life, right? Yeah, like there's so much stuff that, you know, even though you're playing against him, you're like, damn, like I can't believe he, you know, was able to do that. But being around him, and then, you know, realizing, you know, like really, you know, you hear about, you know, he obviously has a great understanding of the game, but realizing, you know, how high his IQ, you know, like really is. Like he really is, like, you know, kind of like a genius level, you know, like IQ in terms of, you know, understanding like what, you know, what everyone is supposed to do. And it's not just, you know, like basketball IQ, like he's, you know, just simple stuff. Like he could, you know, he remembers, you know, he could remember anything, you know, counting his like just, you know, running numbers and stuff like that. Is it like, it's just one of those things that comes easy to him, you know. He's just like, he's gifted. That's, just really gifted. And but to be able to, you know, see that live, you know, every single day, and then seeing the work that he put in, you know, like that's what was really impressive too. Just because, you know, like I was known for, you know, to being like a hard worker, and like that. That's, you know, that's what I did. And, you know, to be able to see someone, you know, to see someone really maximize on all of their talent. Like he's someone that literally puts in every bit of work that you would expect from someone that's extremely talented. There's no shortcuts. It's not like just because, you know, like he's naturally like good. Yeah. Like, no, like he put in all the work, you know, studied, put in all the work on his body, on his game, like to really, you know, be able to be as successful as he is. It's not, you know, a fluke. So to be able to see that from him was, you know, like really impressive. And also, you know, how he was with people, because people always want to know, like, how, you know, like what's it like playing with Bron? And, you know, he's like, you know, just like if you had, you know, a fun, you know, talkative, joking all the time, you know, type of teammate, like that's him. You know, there's just all that other stuff, you know, as well on top of it.
A special individual. This is also our Kobe tribute episode as well. You obviously got a chance to play against Kobe. Just speak to me about that a little bit. Kobe.
Probably like, it was around 08 or 09. And so D-Wade's playing in the All-Star game with Kobe. Yeah. You know, takes a little bit of a, you know, aggressive swing or whatever. You know, it's not intentional or anything. It's an All-Star game. Yeah. Breaks Kobe's nose. Yeah. So so after the break, we were in LA, and I think I don't know if it was like the first game after the break. Like it was pretty recently, like after the All-Star break, we go over there, and this is, this is D-Wade. Like, you know, there's nothing like holding him back, no injuries. Like he's healthy, he's, you know, averaging like just about 30, defending everyone, you know, highlight, playing both sides, like clearly like MVP, like candidate, like, you know, it was crazy he wasn't able to get it, but goes against Kobe, and the focus that man had, where you knew it was like the personally, like in general, like their relationship, you know, great. Yeah. But it was personal, like right there on the court. And he went, you know, he was going at him from jump, and there was nothing, you know, that really could be done. Like come down, back in, turn, shot face, turn, come down. So I said, bucket. And it was just like nonstop. And, I'm trying to run in, trying to help defense. I'm thinking, okay, like I might be able to, get a block. He's changing his shot.
Yeah.
It was just, just as like offensive onslaught. And he was just going at him. I've never seen anyone, be able to, like do that, really,
really
obviously, like people are able to score and, it's either, he'll either, like definitely be able to lock someone down or like, even if, someone's able to get by, I'm always going there, like to help. And, to see someone like just like run off like all those like buckets right away, like, like you could tell he like took it personally. And that's, like who he was. Like when he's like, when he got, that motivation to like really be focused and like he, like he was just unstoppable, like offensively. And, this is against like, you have like, we're a good defensive team. We're very good defensive players. Like we're both like as a team, very good. We were top 5 in the league, I think, at that point, and defensively, and or like at least top 10. And then, individually, we have like the athletes that were, really good defensively. And,
stoppers, and
it just goes to show, like, you really just, you're just trying to contain, someone like that. Someone that is, as talented as that offensively. No, there isn't anything you do. You just have to live with, like making them take those shots.
You gotta live with the onslaught.
Yeah,
a little bit. Man, listen, Joel, you've lived a beautiful life. You have much more to come, but thus far it's been great. What advice, if you give one key advice to anybody trying to achieve anything in life, what would you give them? You're an NBA champion, 10-year veteran. You've created relationships with people that most people never meet in life. You've seen things. You've played against Kobe. To me, that makes you the dopest guy in the world. Like that's super cool to me. I'm a Kobe guy.
Yeah.
What mantra carries you through that you've always told you? It's probably something your mom told you because she's good people's. But what's carried you all this way on your journey of success?
I think, and it's something that's, it's been said so much now, like, you have guys like Joel and V that say it all the time in terms of trusting the process.
Yeah.
But like that was something that even before like he was in the league, like we always said like in Miami, and that was something that I always stuck with in terms of just believing in what it's not just so much like believing in yourself, but believing in the path that you're going down. Like you can't really second guess it, and that, really everything is going to be all right. And you like, as long as you stay on that path, that you'll be fine. And it's, like there's times like, when my mom, like just like growing up, like if things weren't, everything wasn't all the way perfect, like at home, she'd be like, look, like everything's, going to be okay. Everything's going to, she'd always remind me, everything was going to be okay. And so, and as long as you focus on what you're supposed to do and do, what you're supposed to do, like, things, you'd always find a way to make things work out. And so that was one of the things that helped me, I think, the most, especially, that there's times like throughout, early throughout my career, like I wasn't playing and, and people would always, always wonder, well, how are you able to, like come into the game after like not playing for so long, where most people would be mentally gone, and like you're able to like give that energy, like right away. And, for me, it was just like, look, I knew, I knew the process I was on. I trusted, in terms of what I was doing. I continued to put the work. So like I wasn't cheating myself or anyone else. And, I just believed that it was, it was going to come. And so well, once I had, an opportunity to do something, I was able to, not have anything else coming into my mind in terms of second guessing, what I was doing. Like you can't second guess, and that's why I say to trust the process, because you can't second guess your decisions, like if you start second guess yourself and you're thinking about too much about these things, like that's when it's really going to affect you. And it's hard to do. It's extremely hard to do, and so sometimes it will be, harder days. Sometimes you'll have some easier days, but to really maintain that course is really the biggest thing. You almost have to, just have those blinders on where you're locked in and focused on moving forward.
Let me tell you something. The whole city's focused on this Montreal Alliance team, Canadian Elite Basketball League. I've been talking with the first GM of the team, Mr. Joel Anthony. Joel, Listen, man, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. You know, we went like 30 on this. This is great, man. Thank you for the story. Going down memory lane. I see the jerseys in the back. It's been an honor to know you, and I'm excited for things to come, for the growth of Quebec basketball, the growth of the Montreal Alliance, and to see what we can do with basketball. We have amazing talent in the city. It's not just Toronto. It's not just Halifax. We got some great talent here in Montreal, here in Quebec, and I'm happy that you're a part of the journey.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on the show. And yeah, you know, it's definitely an exciting time. You know, I've been, hearing a lot of the responses from people, the excitement and everything that, you know, people are having. It's been great. And I've actually been surprised at how overwhelming it seems to be right now in terms of, you know, the excitement that people have. But, you know, it's definitely a great time for basketball in our city. And I'm just, you know, like I said, you know, extremely happy to be able to be a part of that, and, you know, to be able to have an effect on, you know, how things go.
But listen, stay in touch. Don't be a stranger. Anyways, we got to figure out how I got to communicate with you. Listen, just let me know what's up. Y'all know if y'all need a host for the games. It don't get better than me. It don't get better than me. Don't talk much on my city, Joel Anthony.
The Morning Detour on CKUT 90.3 FM.
C'est maintenant le temps de prendre votre rendez-vous pour votre dose de rappel contre la COVID-19. Allez sur québec.ca/vaccin COVID pour suivre la séquence de vaccination prévue dans votre région et prendre votre rendez-vous en ligne. Pour bien vous protéger contre la COVID-19 et ses variants, vous devez recevoir la dose de rappel et continuer de respecter la distanciation, de porter le masque et de laver vos mains. La dose de rappel, un moyen de nous protéger plus longtemps. Un message du gouvernement du Québec.
Good. Great. Not bad at all. A-okay. Tickety-boo. Fine, thanks. All good. It's going gangbusters. Just great. When people ask us how we're doing, we often say fine, even if it's not always the case. If you aren't fine, say something. To get help, call Info Social 811, because talking is the first step towards getting better. A message from the gouvernement du Québec.
There's only one more chase. Nobody's this hyped this early. They say I'm on drugs. But my only drug is hip-hop. Love this life. The Morning Detour on the mighty CKUT 90.3 FM. 8:07 in the morning. It's the Mambo Forever. It's the Kobe episode. We've gotten to the Galaxy. DJ Manny on the ones and twos. This is the number one morning show in the country. It's the Morning Detour. More chasing. Louis and XO. You know how we do things.
I don't got the time today. Money on my mind, I got to grow. I don't got the time today. Money on my mind, I got to grow. I don't got the time today. Money on my mind, I got to grow today. Get that on delay. Come on, brothers, you ain't got to worry, I'ma find it. Sun gon' shine, the sun gon' shine today. I remember them cold nights. 9th grade chief keep first dropped down. Like what the time had to go by. Eat free lunch and squeeze the roll dice. I remember I ain't have it. I was broke, put that shit in the bath. Check out my Jackson. Had to boss up, but can't live average. How to still broke. Put on my mint, put on my lil bros. Need a Brazil. 2003, my cousin taught me how to heal. Swear I ain't dancing. Going up, go watch how I transcend. Don't need no damn friends. Rap for grabs and I swear it's getting rammed. I don't got the time today. Money on my mind, I got to grind today. Get that on the lane. Tell my brothers you ain't got to worry, I'ma find a way. Don't lie in place. Hot another Porsche, all on my mama say. A card in the decline today. Sun gon' shine, the sun gon' shine today.
Yo, Maddie, you're crazy for this one. The drama this morning. Lorena, you leaving? nigga. Are you touching the mic? Listen, somebody better get this guy his money, man. You know, I couldn't sleep last night, Lorena. I couldn't sleep. I read the article for 2. You know, it's back when we work so hard for our money to have it locked out. God damn. Listen.
I like my red bone, fat, jello, light skin, yellow, iced out, hello. I'm the king of New York, mellow. Black hair by the Regis and pillow. Ask around, know me. I'm a year boy, you know me. I like my red bone, fat, jello, light skin, yellow, iced out, hello. I'm the king of New York, mellow. Black hair by the Regis and pillow. Ask around, know me. I'm a year boy, you know me.
I've been so gone. I like red bones, my type, light skin, black, yellow. But be switching sides nowadays on the regular. I never respected it. Money over. I know that's everything. Money over. I know that's not. Rockin' BDS, my Elliot wedding bands. I won't never ever give it no wedding ring. 45 on my hip, I ain't fighting. I'm chewing on that like a vitamin. Pockets be on E. Something they already know, but I'm dropping the T. They making up rumors and lies. Okay, I'm sick and I'm tired. I'm out of fatigue. None of my be mine. They could have been one of yours, but they out of your league. I'ma just call her Fatima. Now that ain't really her name, but she for the team. I get flies up like I loaded up. All this money you talking ain't good. I'm the king of New York and on God. If Pop was alive, it would have been 2 words.
Red bone, fat, jello, light skin, yellow, iced out, hello. I'm the king of New York, mellow. Black hair by the Regis and pillow. Ask around, know me. I'm a year boy, you know me.
Easy, DJ Maddie, easy. You know, let's be clear. Virgin can't do this, CJD can't do this. I don't even know what the next one is to be. Listen, community radio station #1. Only black morning show host top 10. You gotta do something about me, man. I'm like the black Howard Stern. You gotta stop comparing me to Charlamagne the God, though. I'm a little bit better looking than Charlamagne. My peel is right. CG Man Spot, we in the building.
Walking to them. Walking to them. Walking to them.
Doing, we often say fine, even if it's not all.
Sur québec.ca. C'est maintenant le temps de prendre votre rendez-vous pour votre dose de rappel contre la COVID-19. Allez sur québec.ca/vaccin COVID pour suivre la séquence de vaccination prévue dans votre région et prendre votre rendez-vous en ligne. Pour bien vous protéger contre la COVID-19 et ses variants, vous devez recevoir la dose de rappel et continuer de respecter la distanciation, de porter le masque et de laver vos mains. La dose de rappel, un moyen de nous protéger plus longtemps. Un message du gouvernement du Québec.
Well, that was kind of abrupt, Lolo.
It was.
Montreal, my city, 8:13 in the morning. It's the Morning Detour, the mighty CKT 90.3 FM. Goddamn, under it, slippery. The lip is slippery like the roads. Now, listen, a couple days ago, my man, the deal maker, hit me up. He said, listen, man, we got to have this brother on. Somebody's holding back his money. And you know black people, how we play with our money. You know black people, we don't typically gamble. You know, people's like, you go to the casino now?
No.
We don't go to the casino. What player won 2 lotto? You know, 64 million, 120. I played a little bit. Anything crazy. Black people don't like to play with our money. It's hard for us to get jobs. It's hard for us to keep jobs. It's hard for us to keep our money. And then we get taxed more. We get pulled over more. So we have more tickets, more interactions. But, you know, that's either here or there. I couldn't sleep last night in Montreal. Quebec man's bank fund still locked out after 2 months. Not 2 days. Not 24 hours. 2 months. What if the man need his money, man? And then I read deeper into the story, man. You know, his mom is involved, got money from the house over that. There's no further investigation by the RBC. Nobody wanted to inquire more. They saw the name, William McMillian. They said, nah, that brother, he's moving too much funds through the accounts. And now this is not the first time I've heard this happen. And I was going to move to Pancourt too. Let me load up. I even turned on their mics. We are in front of the show, Svetlana. Svetlana, man, you're deep in the community. You can't say Montreal Black community working hard without mentioning Svetlana. It's good to meet you in person.
Same here. Nice to see you in person.
Yeah, hold on. Let me tune you a little more. Come closer to the mic.
I'm gonna come closer to the mic. Yeah, I got a lot to say. Don't worry about it.
I did the intro. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm done. William McMillian. I feel sad for you, man.
Yeah.
But you must be good because you ain't heard it. Because they didn't freeze all your money.
No. Well,
so give me the story. I'll let you guys go. Montreal, my city, black man, 2 months. Some of his funds is locked out. RBC, that's why you listen. We can't mess with RBC. RBC got the answer to this.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the story. Let me hear the melee.
It started back in December when the sale of the house went through, which was December 7th. So I was like, all right. I have to wait for a wire transfer, not even checks. Because even RBC, any institution that you go to, they're like, yeah, if it's a little fraudulent or something, we're going to have to do a little back check. And that's what checks. But this is a wire transfer. So the wire transfer went through on the 8th, which is the day afterwards. So I'm like, cool. Let me go to the bank tomorrow and start paying off some bills because they were piling up. Like everyone calling me up in a jar. Hydro-Quebec, they're like, yo, where's my money?
So for those who don't know, you receive a substantial amount of funds from the sale of your mom's house.
Exactly.
That's all. Sounds legitimate to me.
Yeah, it's normal.
Okay.
So walked into the bank, started going with the small bills because I knew that as soon as I get to the bigger bills, there's going to be questions.
Yeah.
So I'm here. Yeah. Not a problem. Here. Not a problem. Here. Not a problem. Get to the bigger bill. Let me call my branch manager. Branch manager comes over, doesn't ask me any pertinent questions as far as, where the money came from. It's just, I'm going to have to send this higher ups.
When you get that block, we all know when we've been racially profiled, it's that racial profile brick wall that you're like, boom.
Yep.
And you hit it. That's exactly what happened. He called me on the phone and I said, put me on so I can hear what she's saying.
Hold on. But see, okay. Let's pause it right here. My issue is it's your money.
Yeah.
That's what I understand with the bank. It's your money.
He's the primary account holder on the account. His mother's the secondary.
No, nobody wrote you a little lunchtime note. Like you're the primary holder and it's your money.
Exactly.
And he's been banking with RBC for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And that record history is there somewhere in the file.
And my mom's been banking 30 years as well. So
that's your money.
There's a history of what we do with our money. Like if they really looked at their screen and dug a little deeper, asked a few more questions, it would have been all unveiled. I mean, oh, okay, we get it. We understand what's going on. But they didn't look. They were looking at the screen, but not really looking at the screen. They were looking at the money, but not looking at the situation behind the scenes of, okay, this is a 20-plus year veteran of RBC. He's been doing banking with us. There should be no red flags because we don't have any red flags. It's just, wow, what is he doing with this money?
But then they were running around like a chicken with its head cut off because then they started mismanaging. Then what happened? It's like the manager of the branch said, oh, I brought it to the higher up. So I said, call the bank. After everything happened, he even brought his mom to the bank with him. Wow. And she requested to have the money transferred to her other bank in TD. And the manager looked at her and started questioning her state of mind. Why? Because she's a black woman with silver hair, 84-year-old woman, and she's not going to be about her wits? She was in the branch and requested it. And when she requested the money to be moved, they looked at her and basically said no.
This is RBC in Pancourt.
Yes. Yeah. The branch manager there is the one that stopped everything and started all of this madness.
Yeah. She was very surprised when I came back with my mom because it was like, okay, I stopped this guy from the first time. But when I came back, let's say about an hour later with my mom, she was like, oh, I'm surprised you brought your mom in.
Because she didn't request it. I said, go get your mom and bring her.
So now you have the primary and secondary account holders in the bank trying to deal with stuff.
And this is your money. See, this is what I never understood about banks. Like, just like the police, like it's a service you provide. Yeah. But then because it's a certain level of authority, you think you run things.
Yeah.
You know, the bank can't run without our money. That's how they use our money to loan to other people.
Exactly.
If everybody took a loan at the same time, the banks couldn't run.
No.
So they need you. They need our business to run.
But then they try to cover it up.
Then
they try to cover it up. Okay. So of course I went in there the next day and I went in there trying to go on live and she's like, stop. Privacy policy, you can't. I can't even talk to you. I said,
wait. On all occasions, specifically for this sensitive type of situation, she didn't once say, let me bring you into the office so we can have a private conversation. So I'm sitting there at the tellers. People are coming in. Clientele are looking at me like, what's this black man doing?
This is how they treat us, huh?
Exactly. That's how they're going to treat us. And they're yelling out, private information. So when my wife did come in the next day, she's like, I can't talk to you. And I'm like, but you're talking to everyone else in the branch because everyone knows my business right now. And I said specifically, and they didn't realize this. Back in August, I took out this power of attorney. And they had it in their vaults. So she's like, I can't talk to you. I'm like,
I said, my name is on it. Here's my ID. Take a look.
Read the power of attorney? Her name is on it.
They're not doing their due diligence on it.
Exactly. They didn't do anything. So she, again, a deer caught in headlights. Like,
when I came at her that day and I spoke to her and I put her in her place and I explained the mistakes that she made as a bank manager, I said, I have many friends who are bank managers internationally and here. And rather than saying, yes, I did make a mistake, let me see how I can rectify it. How can I help you? I said, can we go into your office? She said, no, we're going to talk right here. I said, oh, so I said, getting loud. I said, I'm not going to get ignorant because that's what you expect from me. I said, I'm extremely educated. Understand that. And we're not going to go where you expect me to go in this situation.
Yeah, we're going to go high. We're going to go high.
So when I got home, I opened up my socials and she created a fake account and started stalking me and mentioning everything that happened from her perspective in the bank that only her, myself, and my husband would have known happened.
That's so weird.
Isn't that?
Listen, it just gets worse. Then on the Saturday, he received a phone call from a client care service manager, which we found out later he was a client care service manager.
No caller ID.
No caller ID, calling at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and saying he was the representative of the CEO. We found out later when I asked for his name, I sent it to my publicist. I said, can you Google this name for me? She's like, that's not the representative of the CEO. That's the client care service manager.
I was about to say, why would the representative, the CEO, just
call on a Saturday?
But because Lorena knows a little bit more about this because she worked for banks for a couple of years way back, so she knows a little bit about intertwining.
That's why you're looking like.
Yeah, she knows. I'm kind of stuck here a little bit because I'm trying to understand. Like, it's your money. Like I'm still stuck on it's your money that they're trying to hold against you and trying to say like it's not your money. It's your money.
Oh no, what they're saying is they're trying to put us in that, in that bucket of, how when elderly people are old, they don't know what's going on and family members try to spend their money because they allegedly called my sister-in-law and gave information to where my mother-in-law was living. And they said that they were going to contest the power of attorney, but they can't because our power of attorney says that you have to go take it to court. So they broke a lot of privacy policies and a lot of rules and regulations.
Yeah, is the sister on the account? Does she?
No, she's not on the account at all.
So
and she's embarrassed.
I'm seeing all the mistakes.
But she's embarrassed. Like, I can talk about this. He can't. Like I said, he signed a document, but I'm going to put it on blast. Yeah. His sister had his mother living in squalor, okay? His brother that's in Toronto trying to come on social media and bully me is telling me that you kidnapped my mother, you took my mother, you did this. I'm like, no, we called the police to remove her. We have a police report because she was in squalor. Your sister was the one spending all her money. We have all the receipts for it. When we reached out to you to have a civilized conversation because the city was about to take his mother's house on September the 4th, because in August, we contacted them and said, we need to pay this bill because her place was in arrears for 2 years. We called the city. The city said the only reason why we didn't take it earlier is because of the pandemic. Okay. So I'm here negotiating. We're trying to reach out. What are we going to do to bring this money together? It was close to $10,000 to pay. They didn't call. Brother sends him a text message. I read the text message and it says, wait to see what's going to happen in 2 weeks. He was waiting for the house to go on auction and hope. Imagine his mother's house on auction and hope that nobody else was going to take it. So we stepped in, we paid for it, we removed her from the house, and we said, you know what? She deserves a better life. She deserves to have a voice because she still is about her wits. So you're taking your rights from your own mother. Listen, I'm half Russian, half Nigerian. You can't do that to your mother, eh?
You
can't do these things.
I see in the movies.
You can't do it.
I see.
Because she's a West Indian woman?
Yeah, that's crazy.
His father was on the head of the Grenadian Association. He was the president.
Well,
here.
Hold on. we've had so much Scotian people on. You got your flowers, your hugs, and all that. I have a fellow Grenadian on the show. I can't bounce them up. You know what I mean? My people from the Carinage, I can't bounce them up. God damn, Lorena, man. You be so tough sometimes.
Shout out to Brenda.
Family and money is the worst.
Yes.
Yo, I know people that have called hitmen on a fellow family member just because they all got a large lump sum of money. Yeah.
But they looking at this like this is not listening.
But what about your mother? What about his mother? No one cares about the state of mind of your mother, her care, and all like that. It's only you. So you're doing the right things.
Trying to.
We put her in a nice home and she called it the Ritz because she was living with us for 3 months. But there's too much. We have 4 kids, the 2 dogs. Like, your lifestyle is, and you know when they get older, especially West Indian moms, man.
Yeah,
she's like, let the children come visit me.
Yeah,
Just keep me here.
It's too much energy.
But the place we put her in, she has a beautiful view. They have spa services. They have everything. She has massage service. We pay a lot of money for her home. Now they're turning around. You just shoved her in a home. No, we shoved her in the Ritz in a condo where she lives by herself and she has nurses and doctors on staff. We pay a lot of money for that place. Her pension doesn't cover it. So when you want to come at me, what we did was take care of your mother. What you were doing was neglecting and abusing your mother. And now you're hating because you think it's a lot of money because you've never had money in your life. That's not a lot of money for somebody who knows how who have seen money. Money goes. We got to listen. She might live until she's 100 and something years old.
They might never.
She got a lot of demands.
They might never see that. So William, where are you now emotionally with this? Like what's the next step for this now? Because at some point you got to release this money. Because now this is national news now, and it's always something with us. You know what I mean? Like being black it's hard. You know, that's a clip I'm gonna play next week. But black is hard.
Banking while black is even harder.
Like you would think I'm moving my own money. It should be blessed.
Yeah.
Like I really felt for you, man.
The stories that I'm hearing though is not even trying to withdraw money. It's also putting money into the bank. As long as you're black, there's going to be questions. Why do you have so much money? Where did it come from? Who are you? And it's going to be red flags along the way.
But see, this is the issue too, right? And this is what we talk about systemic racism in education. They never teach these kids about Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
So a whole generation of kids have grown. They didn't know that we had our own community. And what they do, they come and burn it down. We had our own doctors, nurses, all that. We had a whole thing flourishing.
Yeah.
Rosewood. You can Google it. It's up there. And what did they do? They came and burned it down. You know what I mean? We were killing hockey. What they do? They started their own league and ended up turning it into the NHL.
Yep.
There's a pattern here.
It's a pattern.
It's a pattern
It's a pattern that's been going on for years, and it's enough. You know, we're standing up. I decided, told my husband, I was like, we're going to bring this to the news. I'm going to talk to your mom, see how she feels. And she says, go. The other day she asked me, she goes, what is my other useless children doing? I said, Mommy, what do you mean? She's like, you know it's because of money they come in. So she feels important. So she's loving it. I said, you're a boss. Don't worry.
Yeah, but it's more stress for you. So, so what do you plan to do now? So what's the next step for you, brother?
Pray. Keep praying.
Ladders don't get that money. I'm telling you. I will bet my whole Jordan collection right now in the Morning Detour. We live on Facebook. We live on YouTube, the Morning Detour. I'll bet my whole Jordan collection. You getting your money.
Well, I want to thank, first of all, we have an amazing legal firm that is on this. Okay, so Martin de Bellefeuille is handling everything for us, and I want to give them a shout out because they're amazing. They stepped up. They're like, let's help, and listen, you've seen me, you see what I do, how I roll. I tell people.
That's why I'm scared. That's why I'm shocked they will mess with you. Like when she created the fake account, she came online, she saw, your beard, she saw the brand. Why do people always want to try us? Like, that's my thing as black people. And
they think they're going to get away with it. Yeah. And I tell people, I've been somebody who had to fight for my life out of domestic abuse. So you think that I'm going to sit down. That's why I became an advocate, to fight for people that felt voiceless, to let them know. So this...
they picked the wrong one.
They
stepped on a landmine.
They sure did.
They should have kept their foot on it and stayed there.
I also want to give a shout out to Joel as well, because Joel.
We keep calling you Joel.
Joel, it's Quebec. We speak French here too.
That's why. If we were in Quebec, if we were in the States, I was like, Joel.
Hold on before you go. There's 2 dudes I'm a little bit apprehensive about. I talk about on the show all the time. Dudes that grin too much. He be smiling like Magic Johnson. You know what I mean? Wayne Brady. Them guys are kind of, I don't know. He got that Michael Jordan cut though.
Yeah.
Watch him. Can your bald head be any shinier? Look at this guy. You are glistening. He killing them on a Friday morning. You slippery like the roads, fam. God damn. Your siblings, real quick before we back out here. How you feel? Listen, I know sometimes I go, I have 5 members I don't mess with. I don't care about blood.
He can't talk about them. Like I said,
I care about respect.
This is the thing. One of his sister works at the hospital, and I don't understand how she's still there, considering that she was abusing her mother. I mean,
we have incompetent people in healthcare. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I was about to say,
I know, but I'm like, and then you're coming for me, and I'm like, okay. Then his brother in Toronto's coming for me, and I'm just like, why are you coming for me? Because apparently I staged the pictures. It's like you're saying things on socials, you're bullying me, you're harassing me, and then you put your name there on the socials, and I'm like, you think I'm not going to do something about it? You're trying to intimidate, you're trying to gaslight. They have issues. You know, they can't understand that their mother doesn't want to see them. There's only one person she's interested in seeing out of those two, and the two grandchildren is only the grandson. She doesn't even want to see her granddaughter because she's rolling in the mother's type of situation, calling him, screaming, yelling, when we're just trying to have a conversation.
But that is so sad.
But they're the ones that called. It's the niece. She's the one that called. My niece called him saying, you got to help Nana get out of this situation. Yeah. And when we did, it turned into this. Yeah. So...
Listen, you guys are, it's open. Solana, you already know. It's open door policy over here for you.
I'm going to come here. I need to get some sneakers. So, I'm going to be coming here and get some sneakers.
6714 fielding, it's going down. You got to get your money, man. That's like, well,
it's going to happen.
I thought it was just you. I didn't know you guys were married. I was like, Solana's coming. Like, oh, he going to get that money all day. Solana's like the Hood Western Union, the money grab. The transit is going to go through. Somewhere, somehow.
It has to. The whole story that you explained with us this morning, being someone that was at the bank, I just see the errors from the jump. Mm-hmm. There's different procedures to handle those things. I've dealt with that where people take advantage of the elderly, like it really happened.
Yeah.
And from what you explained to us today, that's not the case. And they could easily see your history, like you said, in your file. It's all there. All the notes are always there.
And
they
we
could
brought
go
my
back.
mother-in-law there. She made the request out of her own mouth. And the branch manager told the head office, no, she never said anything. She was talking to them. They weren't listening.
That's crazy.
No, there's a whole procedure for that. When you go to the bank, there's a chapter.
No, let me tell you.
It's all there. So they could have easily, there's different departments as well. If the branch is not sure, there's different departments that they could call that are more specialized in that. And they could have figured that out quite easily. So I'm really sad that this is happening and that this is what you've been going through since December. Like that's just
it's been something. It's been a lot of stress. You know, we put up a fundraiser because there's bills and things that we have to take care of for his mom. So when people are intervening and doing this thing, you think you're hurting us. It's temporary. You're hurting your own mother. You're hurting an elderly woman who just wants to live after coming out of squalor of living like that during the pandemic. You know, this woman was living without heat. Her children had her living without. We didn't know until he decided, like, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go see my mom. You know, and when we saw everything, he called me and texted like, you're never going to believe it. The smell of urine, this woman lost so much. Yeah. We tried to at least give her dignity to make sure that her home was going to be able to sell. We went to friends. We're like, do you know anybody who can buy it? Somebody close. We didn't even go through a real estate agent. We did it privately. We found somebody. It was a colleague at work. We wanted to give her the dignity that she would have her home and get something rather than nothing. Her other children were willing to let her lose everything. They had her living, no running water. I put the pictures, it's on. Listen, you go to the Real Svetlana on IG, you go click on that highlight at RBC. The receipts are there and there's going to be more coming because I don't play that. No. My brother in the States did this to my father. God rest his soul. My father passed away September 11, 2014. My brother tried to do this. I stepped hard. I went to Virginia to go pick up my dad, drove him back to Canada. I put POA, I pressed charges, and I even had my sister-in-law, who was a nurse, removed for elder abuse from her hospital. They revoked her license. Me, I go hard. So I'm like, you want to come for me, come for my family? Let's go. Let's go.
Listen.
Because I am. Listen.
I'm so happy. I know you. I'm so happy. I know you. Doing the show has put me in a very interesting position because me.
You ever have a problem? You call me up.
I already know. Man, William, man, I'm about to pray for you tonight. But Solana's on the case. Y'all see it too. But see, this is a great example that shows. You know what I mean? Family, you know, it's not always family.
No.
You know, it's always the ones closest to you that'll do you wrong. I see that. And how could you respect a person's character when you don't even respect their own mother? The person brought you into the world. Yep. Like, you won't exist without your mother. Like, it's like the relationship between a person and their mother is like, it's special. Mm-hmm. They gave you life.
Yeah.
It's different.
they spent their whole life taking care of you.
It's different, right?
You know, I don't know her story, but like I feel like parents, especially in older ages, they should be showered with love and taken care of, and not really having to, you know, want or have to ask for anything.
Oh, we do everything for her. Like we spoil her to the point she's like, stop. I want to give her the best because her other children didn't do it. They had her living in squalor, and now they're embarrassed because their dirty little secret is out. You know?
So that's like the daily thing. So Lana, I have to book you for Black History Month. You got to come back in
I'm
February.
gonna come here.
Yeah,
Everybody's calling me for Black History Month. I'm gonna be there. You know me and my loud south.
Make sure you have the Morning Detour on your list. William, I'm gonna pray for you. Please come back, update the show. Listen, deal maker, you already know, shiny one.
Shiny.
It's the Morning Detour. Coming up next. Very interesting bio, huh?
Yes.
Yo, Rita's in the building. Oh boy, she was running for city councilor.
Hey.
I heard she's a product of Côte Nash. You know, Uptown, finally some Uptown love. Enough downtown love for Lorena. Boy,
The
what
hate this morning.
What a morning it is, man. This is how you do a premiere morning show right here. It's the Morning Detour on the mic, CKT 90.3 FM, Moon Chaser, Lorena XL. Keep it locked, man. We got much more.
The Morning Detour on CKUT 90.3 FM.
You gotta learn to use your mind to help keep you out of certain situations. I'm gonna make it clear as I can for you young niggas, you heard me? The problem was I never was a prodigy. Possibly my biggest flaw was lack of modesty. Diabolical means, never knew college degrees. Sipping coffee at a cafe on college capiche. The soul being sold and still on the leash. Roger Goodell, boy, he in the corniche. I was really throwing money, I really saw Meech. And I let them rapper niggas get closer to Meek. It ain't about who made the most, but let's make a toast. Cause a lot of niggas sold and kept it on the low. I was self-made, nigga, never wanna vote. And before a record label, I wanted coke. I'm talking L.A. Reader, biggest baby face. This for my niggas in the prison sipping Gatorade. All the hitters taking pictures for their babies made. Her baby mamas in the project trying to make a way. It's looking funny when you get the hundreds. I got a school of gunners that'll get them punished. Cause I'm on the streets, they consider me cunning. Hit you in the chest for the push of a button. If she got up in a coupe, then she gotta be f***ing. 50 restaurants, but a lot of me hungry. These niggas wanna gossip, I just want the dollars. All black phantoms going south on Collins. Feelings know we killing, so that ain't a problem. I'm gonna stack my money, be a better father. You could pat me down, but I got it regardless. Shades that I'm rocking, they gotta be goggles. When we plot to kill them, we send a few bottles. Set them up like Tupac, get them to rob them. I always love big, I did it big. I released Omarion, he began to fizz. Doubling them the kids, now we back to biz. 36 a brick, baby, here it is. My niggas in designer, but we militant. I got the city on my back, and that's just what it is.
20 on the dash, still couldn't stop us. But Jig got bad. Took my girl to the opera, cause old Jig got bad. He went and bought a chopper, as if it couldn't get word. We lost Kobe in the Compton. 3 months later, forget all about you. I always doubt you, that I can't live without you. Did you cry for the man, or did you cry for the fame? Did you cry for the pain? I've been around this world so many times. It's love and loyalty by any means. Been around this world so many times. I know to never pray amongst your enemies. Been around the world too many times now. That new is feeling old to me. And trusting new been old to me for so long. When the real is coming home.
Maybach music. The Morning Detour on CKUT 90.3 FM.
Great. Not bad at all. Okay.
Thanks, Joe.
Fine, thanks.
Yeah, it's okay.
All good.
Thanks,
It's
Joe.
going gangbusters. Just great.
Thank you guys. So now I'll hit you up.
When people ask us how we're doing, we often say fine, even if it's not always the case. If you aren't fine, say something. To get help, call Info Social 811, because talking is the first step towards getting better. A message from the gouvernement du Québec.
C'est maintenant le temps de prendre votre rendez-vous pour votre dose de rappel contre la COVID-19. Allez sur québec.ca/vaccin COVID pour suivre la séquence de vaccination prévue dans votre région et prendre votre rendez-vous en ligne. Pour bien vous protéger contre la COVID-19 et ses variants, vous devez recevoir la dose de rappel et continuer de respecter la distanciation, de porter le masque et de laver vos mains. La dose de rappel, un moyen de nous protéger plus longtemps. Un message du gouvernement du Québec.
The Morning Detour on CKUT 90.3.
Welcome back, Montreal, 8:39 in the morning. It's the Morning Detour on the mic, CKT 90.3 FM. Moon Chaser alongside Lorena PR. This how we do things. It's championship season this morning. We have a big guest. She's a salsa enthusiast, Lorena. She ran for city councilor candidate for Mouvement Montréal. She's a product of Côte d'Ivoire. Entrepreneur, paralegal. What have you not done? Like, listen, I ain't even gonna talk. I'm just letting you go. Talk to me. We have Rita Iquan. Did I say it properly?
Yes, Iquan, but I expect you to say all that.
Hold on. Let me turn this instrument down. Let me get that one more time, though.
Iquan.
Beautiful, man. You see, the world's such a beautiful place, man. It's a mix of cultures and languages. Yeah. Sarita, talk to me, man. You've had a very interesting life. We're gonna have to do a 2-hour show with you. I'm about to come back on my podcast because, man, your life has been amazing.
Yeah, it's been rocky.
Okay. So, what's your official title? What do you want me to know? Are you a paralegal? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a politician?
I'm all of that. I'm all of that. Every single thing. So yeah, I came here when I was 11, as I said, and with my family, we immigrated to Canada. Mm-hmm. I had a normal life. I mean, as a teenager, and then it started to get rocky. So I started working in the legal field as a paralegal like 10 years ago.
So you smart because, paralegal is hard.
I mean, maybe everything. I mean, not necessarily, but yeah, I think so. And then from there, I had an opportunity to work with my boss as his office manager because he started to go on his own. And he gave me the opportunity to start his firm from scratch. So
hold on. What kind of trust do you need to get in someone to believe in you?
He's crazy, but he was right at the end. Because we're now a nice law firm boutique in the Old Port, and we started in like the basement of a house.
Look at that progression, evolution. I'm gonna need to get the business card because I got a lot of lawyers coming through the show. I know I'm protected.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. And that's it. And I started dancing salsa at the same time as we started the firm because it was too stressful. I needed something to just,
But why salsa? Okay, give the people your background a little bit.
Okay, so I was born and raised in Morocco until the age of 11.
Man, Morocco is beautiful. Now, Morocco is in Africa.
Yes, North Africa. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Most people don't know that.
I went to college with some Moroccan people that, they fought with me last night. Listen, I got you. You got to come back for Black History Month, but Morocco is in Africa.
Well, of course. And you know what? We are Africans before anything.
Well, you're the first Moroccan to ever say that on here. So you know what? Shout out to Rita.
I'm African, 100%.
I dated, me and Lorena went to college. I dated a girl. She was half Moroccan, half Italian, and she fought me tooth and nails every day. I said, well, Morocco's in Africa. You guys are colonized by different major power. I think they're colonized by the French, Morocco.
By France, by Spain. Actually, two cities in Morocco are Spanish.
But Morocco is in Africa. Moroccans are black.
Of course. Who would even try to?
Everybody in Laval. All the Moroccans in Laval.
I'm not gonna pinpoint Laval.
It's controversial this morning.
A lot of people.
Most Moroccans do. You're the first Moroccan I've ever heard openly say that they're black.
Of course we are. Okay. No. Honestly, 100%.
Look at the features. Look at Moroccan girls. The curve, the thighs, the lips. Come on.
Exactly. That's African. 100%. Yeah. No. There's no doubt.
So why salsa? You could have done a little bit of compa. You could have done, but it's all the same.
I actually know how to dance compa.
Okay.
I went to high school in Montreal. Half of the school, that
school? Come on,
okay, so Mauricio, I know with Mauricio Peña, who was with me as a city council candidate. And in that school, half of the population is, either Jamaican, Haitian, it's diversity, it's colored. And that's what I love about this city. That's why Montreal needs to be more representative of its citizens.
Yeah, see the issue with that is that we don't have the numbers though. There's more Francophones than everything else.
Yeah, but you know what? People don't vote.
No, people don't vote.
People don't vote. You know, there's this meme on Facebook that says that Taco Bell was voted best Mexican restaurant.
Trash.
It's because people don't vote. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what happened in the last municipal election. But now I'm jumping to other subjects. We were about Tulsa.
But that was a question I was gonna ask you.
I'll let you go,
your
Lorena.
opinion, because I wanted to know, like, because I voted, and when I went to my station, it was empty. And then, you know, when you go in, they check your name, they check your ID. And I looked at the paper, and you could see when they cross off people's names, and no one's name was crossed off. So I was like one of the very
Why are you looking at the paper for? It's legal.
No, but
You're too fast.
No, because everybody was like on their phones. It was like dead, the place. Usually there's like a lineup.
There's nobody there?
Nothing. There's nobody. Yeah. And it's a shame because municipal election is the level that is the most close to the citizen.
Yeah.
You know, when there's something wrong with your street, there's something wrong with the parks, when the parks are not clean enough for your children to play in it, it's the municipal level who takes care of that.
So what do you think we can do for next time to get more people involved?
We need to get politics to be more attractive to young people.
More mainstream.
We need the young people to vote, and we need representation. We need to see candidates, colored candidates, women, young people. We need that category to be represented and to represent the citizens. And these people, I mean, just an example for me, when I was running, all my friends were like, "Oh my God," they had questions.
Yeah, I saw you on posters. It's dope to see you in person. I saw you on posters. You look great. That's what's up.
Thank you. Well, I couldn't. My dad is right now in Morocco. He's been there for like 3 months, or like.
Yeah, I'm jealous of him. Don't tell me about him.
Yeah.
Real quick segue.
Yeah.
You've obviously been to Morocco. Me and Lorena, we haven't had the pleasure to go to Africa yet, but Morocco's definitely on the list. What does it feel like to be in Morocco, to be in Africa? Like, well, what's the energy like in Morocco?
When you're there, when I'm there, I feel like a local. I mean, I grew up there till the age of 11. So when I'm there, I don't act like, oh, I'm Canadian and I'm Moroccan. I speak Arabic. I speak like I act as a Moroccan, like it's my. In fact, an example, when I go to my neighborhood, you know, in Morocco, like when you park your car, there's like someone who like watches the cars and everything. When you go there, when I went one time after like maybe 5 years after we immigrated, and the guy, it was the same guy who was watching the cars on my street, and he actually remembered me, and he called me, Ikhwan, you're back. Like that, I swear to God, I'm not.
Ikhwan. I just don't have to roll in the back.
Yeah, no, for real, they remembered me. So, and it's nice. It's nice to be there because there's like a feel of like family, community. You can go see your aunt in the middle of the day, just have tea with her. You go see the other one, the cousins. It's just that this sense of family that is a bit lost here or in all
industrialized countries.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you know everybody's facing the screen. But back to politics, real quick. I think the first place we have to go to really engage the younger people is help them to understand politics.
Exactly.
Because even us as adults, like, we don't understand what's going on.
Does it look interesting? Because all the people that you see is like white men, and I have nothing against that, obviously, but we have other people here. So the politics have to be representative of the society.
Especially Montreal too. Like if it's outside of Montreal, I understand there's less multi-ethnic races there, but Montreal is the melting pot.
Exactly.
You would think we'll have more city council that's representative of the area that they're governing.
Can you imagine Montreal? Only in Côte des Neiges is the most diverse neighborhood.
Uptown. Say it again so we can know.
Uptown.
Hey, I'm gonna sample that. Don't sue me, Rita.
No, but for real, like Côte des Neiges is one of the most diverse neighborhood, and we need to see more representation, and that's why I ran in that neighborhood. It's like I have such a passion for Côte des Neiges, you have no idea. And what I wanted to mention also, the fact that you guys are located here, you know, that I grew up on Fielding. When we just came to Canada, we lived on Fielding.
That's what's up.
And Coronation. So it's like 2 blocks away or 3 blocks away. It's crazy.
Well, you know, the Morning Detour every Friday, live from DG Kick, 6714 Field. You know how we do things. Rita, we got to have you on again, man. You're a great personality, man. You have a great energy. Look, you just brighten up the day. Lumini, you had something else, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, like, is there anything that you're working on this year in 2022 that we should know about and support?
Well, my political ambitions, the municipal election, obviously I didn't win, but it was a great experience. And it gave me the ambition to keep going in the field. I think that we need representation. We need to keep working in that field. And so I'm trying to, get implicated in projects and be more close to the community.
Okay.
So.
I love that.
Okay. You know what I mean? We consider you a celebrity. So we ask all our stars on the show. We ask everybody the Mars question. Okay. Earth is in a bad place. They've started to terraform Mars. They're getting it ready. We found a continent. We're going to call it Marfrica. This is all real shit. We're going to call it Marfrica. It takes about 6 months to get there, but me and Archie were working on it. There'll be a little bit of salsa and soca on the trip there. We want to know, are you going to stay on Earth or are you going to come to Mars with us? Keep in mind, the Earth's in a bad place. Like we're going very left. Are you coming to Mars with us?
Of course. Whatever you want to go, I'm with you.
There you go, man. Rita Ikwan. Rita, let the people know how they can follow you. You have a beautiful IG.
Yes.
Are you offering? Oh, real quick before I let you go, you do salsa competition.